the way they treat you on an ordinary Tuesday. Stay tuned and we'll talk more about that. Our series this week is all about consideration, one of the greatest skills in relationship that nobody seems to really talk about. My name is Carlos, and my wife and I, Chantel, and I are known as the Amish Matchmakers, not because we're Amish, but because we actually have helped over 30 Amish couples come together. And not Amish by religion, but Amish by culture and language. They speak Dutch, some Mennonite, some Amish, and they all come from the Anabaptist background. And it's been a beautiful journey these last 6 years. When COVID hit, my wife and I pivoted into full-time relationship mentorship and coaching and developing a community at Epic Your Life. Oh, there it is over here somewhere. And on our school community, creating content called um, Connection DNA. We're writing a book. That's the Connection DNA is an 8-week, 40 session series. And we're writing a book on his creation code that anything you want to create successfully, including relationships, can be done by following the code that God created in the 7 days of creation in Genesis. So, why should you listen to us? Well, we've put in the time, tens of thousands of hours of mentorship, coaching, helping singles, helping couples, and developing relationship skills that help them to have an epic life. Because that's where it starts. I believe it with all my heart. And I hope that you'll stick around and be a part of this week's training and this week's skills and nuggets on consideration. It does matter. And so today we're going to talk about consideration in dating. So here's what's happening in dating. Everyone brings their very self, their very best in the big moments, the first date, the special occasion, the moments they know they're being watched. But consideration shows up or doesn't show up in the small, unglamorous, nobody's watching moments. Are they on time? Do they actually listen when you talk? Do they think about your schedule and your comfort and your preferences, even when it costs them something? And here's the part that stings. A lot of us have overlooked small and inconsiderations because the big gestures were so good. Flowers can hide a lot. Oh, a great date can distract you from the fact that they were 20 minutes late. And they didn't even think twice about it or even apologize or even call ahead to let you know. No consideration. Consideration doesn't mean you're perfect. Doesn't. It means you consider others. Consideration was never about romance. It's about respect in the ordinary. The ordinary moments are actually more revealing than the romantic ones. A great date can distract from the fact that they were 20 minutes late and didn't think twice about it. Seriously. I want you to ponder that for a second. And ordinary moments are actually more revealing than the romantic ones because there's no performance pressure in the mundane. That's exactly where someone's true default will show up. So here's three things to watch for and to practice while you're dating. So don't just look at others and say, are they doing it? I want to know, are you doing these things? Or are you being considerate? Number one, punctuality. Do they show up when they say they will? Time is one of the simplest, clearest forms of respect and honor that there is. One of our, in our training, Connection DNA, one of our core values, if you would, in our being shaped into someone that's epic. It's called Shapers. The H in Shapers is an acronym. The H is honor, and honor everyone all the time, everywhere. And honor is love in action. Well, showing up on time is love in action. And time is one of the most precious commodities that we possess. So when you show up on time to work, when you show up on time for appointments, when you show up on time for that date, when you show up on time for different activities and events that you're going to, and on time, I mean early, so that when you start, you're ready and prepared to go, ready to take notes, notepad in hand, journal, whatever it is you may have, and ready to go. That shows honor. That shows that you're there and you want to honor the time of those who asked you to be there or asked you to meet up with them. That's love. Time is a very precious commodity. What are you doing with it? Are you honoring others with your time? And being on time is consideration. So as you're dating, are you being early, getting things set up, planning, prepping, and actually holding yourself to a high standard of being early? It's so beneficial. And it's a habit, by the way. It really is. You've got to train the muscle of being early. Yes, I know you're trying to accomplish a lot in a little bit of time. And so I can relate. And so sometimes time gets away from you. That's why you have a watch. That's why you set alarms. That's why you set timers to keep you moving forward. Literally, if you want to get more done in less time, have you ever tried setting an alarm for like every 7 minutes, 8 minutes, that it goes off every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, so you can be aware of time that 15 minutes just went by and get used to what that feels like and what that looks like? We call it a time audit in my world and in our community at Epic Your Life. We encourage people to do this, to even chart down what you're doing every 15 minutes. Why? Because you start to be aware of time. You're going to start being better with time. And then when you're better with time, then you honor people's time because you're honoring yourself in keeping track of time. Are you following me? Is this landed? Anybody out there? Any comments? Okay. Well, number two, how do we know that someone is a considerate person for the future self? Number two is listening more than talking. Do they ask about you and actually listen to the answer? Or does the conversation always seem to find its way back to them? Do they have only things to say about themselves? And then when you start telling your stories or talking about yourself, they interrupt you and go, "Oh my gosh, wait, wait, wait. No, no, no. I'm from Tennessee." It's like someone says, you ask someone you're getting to know them, you're like, "Hey, where are you from?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm from Tennessee." And you're like, "Oh my gosh, my mom lives in Tennessee. And I go there every once in a while to visit my mom. And Chattanooga is so cool. Have you ever been to Chattanooga? Chattanooga is great." And then, oh my goodness, one time I sang in Nashville and in the big Ryman Theater, da, 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 and you start telling all these stories about Tennessee. And your initial question to them was, "Are they from Tennessee?" And then you go on about all this stuff about yourself. You follow me? That's not relatable. That's not connection. What's connection and love and affection and honor is to ask questions and listen and genuinely be interested and then continue to ask questions. And let me give you a little key phrase. You ready for this one? This one's a winner. If you'll really write this down and truly do it, I promise you, your relationships will develop better than ever. It's this little phrase right here. You ready? Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. 5 words. Tell me more about that. When someone you ask a question and they start telling you the answer, you're like, "Wow, okay, tell me more about that. That's so good. Tell me more about that." Yes, wow, tell me more about that. And they will. They will be surprised. That's a phrase that shows you're genuinely interested and you're being considerate of who they are and learning more about them. Are you following me? Is this, come on? I'm giving you some nuggets here. I would love the comments. Love to see the comments. Love to see that, yes, this is good stuff. I'm writing it down, Carlos, and I'm learning, and I'm going to use it this week. Because if I just come here and I tell you something, you don't use it, okay, maybe I'm inspiring, motivate, maybe. But I want you to take action and get results. I want you to have better relationships. Number three, respecting your pace. Do others respect your pace? Do you respect theirs? Do they honor your boundaries and the pace that you need for a relationship? Or do they just push regardless of your comfort? Look, there's so much wisdom to get into sync and into rhythm with people you're building relationships with. If they're jovial and happy, can you mirror them and match them? If they're quiet and calm, can you match them? Can you be in sync with them and not feel like you're encroaching on their boundaries? Or maybe they want to take it slow in the relationship. Maybe they just want to hold hands right now, and that's it. You're starting to date and they just want to get to know you. They went through a hard breakup. You don't know what you don't know. But consideration would get into rhythm and into sync and know what pace they want to move in that relationship. Is this landing? So important to consider people's time, to ask and listen. Tell me more about that. And then to get into pace and into sync with others and honor who they are and what they prefer and how fast they want to move in a relationship. I'm telling you, when you do this, your connection, your love and affection, your deepness of that loved one will become greater and more in depth and better. Super powerful. I love the verse. Philippians 2, chapter 2, verses 3 and 4 says, in humility, value others above yourself, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others. That is like, if I could have defined in a simplest way what consideration is, that verse says it right there. Super powerful. Doesn't have an asterisk in it either that says once you're married, or it applies to on date number 3 or date number 3,000. Never thought about that. I wonder how many dates Chantal and I've been on. I should do the math on that. And even, we go on dates even when it's not convenient. Like we were at a rugby tournament this weekend. Congratulations to Mateo, my son, and to Apex. They rugby team here in Atlanta. They actually won the tournament, Hot Atlanta tournament for sevens tournament. It's pretty awesome. They are the they were the championship, first place in the tournament, and it was cool because our Nesbitt company, we actually are one of their sponsors. So, anyways, point being is that after the rugby tournament, we still went on a date, even though it wasn't very convenient. We were sweaty, weren't quite dressed for it properly, but we went ahead and went on a date. Had some time together, connection, love, affection was great. Just time alone and a nice dinner, nice place we hung out at. Went to some very nice part of Atlanta because that's where we were for the tournament. And so I would say I try to do everything I can. If there's 52 weeks in a year, we've been married for since 2011, so 15 years, and we were dating for about a year and a half. So at least 16 years, 52 weeks, 16 times 52. Probably some weeks we've missed some dates, but some weeks we've gone a couple times a week. There's just a variety. So at least over 1,000 dates, probably over the last, you know, 15 years, 16 years. Pretty amazing. And so, what I want to say about that is like when you're dating, watch someone you love while they date. Pay attention to the ordinary moments, not just the romantic ones. Are they on time? Are they asking you questions and learning more about you and listening? And are they in pace with you and what you want and how you want it? Now, tomorrow we're going to be talking about what happens when consideration gets tested by real decisions, which is engagement. So we're going to talk about each season of life when you're single and working on finding a spouse and connecting. What does that look like in consideration there? And because it tells your future with them. And also now, when you're engaged, what does consideration look like and how does it affect your relationship in an engagement situation? Super, super duper powerful to see each level of consideration. And even if you're already married and have kids, it's okay. Each part of this matters to learn and see why consideration matters in different ways consideration can apply to you and your relationships. Are you following me? Let's see some of these comments. Look at that. Good morning. Hey, thanks for commenting. It is live. So when I'm live and you make comments, I'm going to post it. Do you give advice? Well, it depends. In our community, Epic Your Life, over on the school platform, SKOOL, we actually do have lots of mentorship things we do and one on one for relationship matchmaking. And so, yeah, we are the Amish matchmakers. My wife and I, because we've helped, not because we're Amish, but we've helped over 30 couples in the last 6 years to come together, match up, and find a spouse, get married, and have an epic marriage. And some of them are already having kids now. It's super powerful to see the families coming together, legacies being developed and built, and super honored and blessed to have been a part of bringing them together. So we help Amish singles and English singles or regular people, whatever you want to call it, to find godly spouses, create epic marriages, and develop a legacy that is rooted in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. Thanks for being here today. Come back and see us tomorrow. You can, if you would, thanks for the comments. It helps with the algorithm so more people can see these videos. Go ahead and post it if you'd like. But over on our YouTube channel, if you would like, follow and hit the notification bell, because some of you, maybe you've done it before or you didn't know you could follow us. That's where you'll do it, on our YouTube channel, The Amish Matchmakers. If you're on my Facebook page right now, thanks for the comments, but jump over to YouTube and like, follow, and hit the notification bell, because it does matter and it does help the algorithms where more people can see these videos, more people can have epic marriages and epic life. God bless you. Have a fantastic day. Again, that verse is super powerful to have in consideration. Philippians 2, 3, and 4 says, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you interests of others. We're going to have this whole week on consideration and how it shows up in dating, engaged, married, and raising kids. The truth is, underneath all four parts, how someone treats you in the small, ordinary moments tells you more about the future than them having grand romantic gestures. So tune back in tomorrow and we'll see how things go, huh? All right. God bless you. See you. Thanks for being here.